Welcome to the Monday Social on Borofantv. We've got a special World Cup review tonight. Probably the tournament that's had a bit of everything, everybody. So we're going to have a busy 30 minutes here. We're also going to fit in a little bit towards the end of the show about Boro's pre-season so far, maybe a few transfer targets and other things. So, like I say, got a busy show ahead of us tonight. Welcome to the show again, lads.
Nice
How are you doing?
Again,
yeah, we haven't seen each other for a while. We've had the World Cup in between. As usual, before these tournaments, there's been like a lot of negative stories during the build-up regarding security and the fans and stuff like this. But in fairness, it appears to have been one of the most successful tournaments ever. What do you say, Tony?
Definitely. Like you say, you could see them fans were going to the games, enjoying the games.
Yeah.
What I did find interesting, it was like watching the rugby. They were all sat there with a drink. They could take the drink in the seats. And obviously, it must have been so chilled out. Obviously, there must have been a security presence there, but it stayed in the background. And like you say, I think everyone who's been to the World Cup has come back with a different idea about what Russia's all about.
Yeah. What about you, AJ? What do you reckon the tournament's been like?
It was good. Yeah, it was successful. I enjoyed it. And like I say, man, just good football. Seen some top quality players. Like I say, it was just good. Overall, like I say, a lot of drinking, a lot of partying here and there when England went far, and yeah, it was just a good laugh.
All the ingredients for a good tournament.
Yeah, good fun, man. Good fun.
We'll talk about England in a little bit, but in terms of the overall tournament, what is your, if you had to say one highlight, what would it be, your overall one highlight of the tournament? Anything at all from the World Cup?
Oh, the German goalkeeper losing the ball in the opposing half, thinking he was Beckenbauer, and Son just, you know what I mean, finishing the Germans off. That really
good for you,
was my overriding, especially the early rounds. It was really good.
Got to be the penalty shootout, mate. First ever win for England.
Right, okay.
That moment, and obviously Jordan Henderson missed it, and everyone thought we were going out there, and then obviously we came back. And I feel him, mate. As soon as Eric Dyer put it in, and you just, you know, it seemed like the whole country sort of just,
special night, wasn't it?
Like, you know, it felt like everyone froze for a second because obviously you couldn't believe what happened. Like, it was unreal.
I think mine involved an England game, but it was just when we got beat off Belgium in the group game and they scored. And Batshuayi, when he kicked the ball, hit the post, smacked him in the face. You think, what a lunatic, you know. But yeah, that was probably one of mine. I found that quite funny.
But Januzaj cost Belgium the World Cup scoring that goal, because I think if they'd have been in our half of the draw, I think they'd have went on to win it. I think they're a better side than France. But
I
like you say, we'll never know. But blame Januzaj.
Well, Sunderland fans blame him for a lot as well. I think, But I think the tournament as a whole, it was a tournament where it wasn't about the individual superstars like Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, although Ronaldo didn't do too badly. It was more about teamwork, do you think, in this competition?
I think the last Euros we've seen the likes of Gareth Bale and Ronaldo carrying their teams with their individuality, you know what I mean? But this World Cup, like you say, none of the stars, your Ronaldos, your Messis, none of these shone through. None of these were big enough or good enough now to carry their teams on to a higher level. And definitely was more of a team game. This World Cup. Probably
hence why we got as far as we did, because there's no superstars in our team, is there? But they've worked hard and made the most of what they've got, haven't they? So, like we said, a lot of big names left early in terms of the teams, like Germany, Portugal, Argentina. Which one amused you the most? Which one of those getting knocked out early amused you the most?
Germany.
It
was great to see him go out. Probably one of the best things in my life. Seeing the Germans go out was class.
But like you say, I go back further with World Cups, like yourself with Germany, what they've done to us, the pain they've inflicted on us. But like you say, them teams you mentioned there, Germany have given us heartache. Portugal
lots,
have given us penalties, Argentina penalties, and like you say, each one just made me chuckle even more as they all fell.
It helped make a good tournament, didn't it? Like the tournament, it was like quite wide open. Why do you think it was so wide open that like so many teams, like the big teams, went by the wayside, and you couldn't really predict who was going to win? You never sort of thought, right, they're nailed on to win it. There was always, you were thinking, it's up for grabs. Why do you think it was so open, this tournament?
I don't know. It almost seemed like the World Cup for the underdog, didn't it, in a way, I thought. Obviously, apart from France winning it, but even then, I mean, you could consider them a bit of an underdog.
I think a lot of it was down to VAR.
Right.
Massively.
There was a massive amount of penalties and goals given during the group stages. But like you say, that I don't know, teams seem to have forgot how to defend, or teams just want to attack now. It seemed a very attacking World Cup. Apart from the France-Denmark game. I think every team wanted to go out and score goals.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it more enjoyable. And
Yeah.
I think that's why we're seeing a lot of the big teams go out, because they weren't expecting teams coming back at them, James.
Do you think it's maybe as well because the football season now, how long it is, and if you play for a top club, say, that's in Champions League and stuff like that, you're going to have a hell of a lot of fixtures. And these players now don't just play for like Spain or England or Germany, they play for clubs in South America as well. Do you think that contributes as well to teams maybe struggling when they get to the tournaments?
Like I used to struggle when I was younger, when the likes of Norway were beating us.
Yeah.
And we were saying back then that we played too many games.
Yeah.
But that Norwegian side, when their team was full of players who were playing in the first
Premier
division.
League. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like all these top teams now, like you say, the Germans, the Argentinians, there's a lot playing over here.
Yeah.
And all like the Spanish league's just as long as ours. Their season's just as long now.
Yeah.
And I think that might have affected all these top teams as well for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean,
that's a good
James?
point. Yeah. So just mention it there, VAR. Opinions on it? What did you make of it? Do you think it's worthwhile or not?
It was annoying.
Yeah.
It was annoying after a while, but again, like I say, yesterday I thought the decision was wrong for the penalty that he gave out.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit harsh from Croatia, I'm honest, and I think, if VAR wouldn't have got in, obviously, if he wouldn't have got involved in that particular moment, the result could have been different.
Yeah.
But we've seen it so much in the World Cup that after a while you think games getting a bit daft after a while.
Yeah.
Almost as teams are playing for it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Did you make of it, Tony?
I don't agree with it. I don't like it,
no.
but I absolutely loved the drama it created.
Did you?
I absolutely loved the drama of the referee going to his little box and looking.
Jesus.
And you sat there thinking, I wonder what he's going to give. He's going to give it, and then he gives it.
Yeah.
And, I love that part of it. I love the drama of it. I know it's not part of football, but it was good. Like you say, the penalty, I can see why he give it because of some of the decisions VAR had given before it.
Yeah.
His hand did make a movement towards the ball.
Yeah.
But like you say, it might have been a natural movement, but it's what the human eye sees.
Yeah.
But what amazed me was he spent a while looking at the screen, walked away.
Yeah.
Then he walked back.
So he was just not sure.
Somebody said something in his ear.
Yeah.
That's these earpieces worry me. You know what I mean? Like you say. And we know for it, FIFA hasn't got a very good reputation.
Nah.
So I'm not saying it was corrupt or bent.
No, we're just putting it out there, though, aren't we? It could well be,
Yes, but like you say, I think the best team at the end of the day won yesterday, and I think the performance in the second half overrid that decision. So we weren't talking about that.
No. So we'll get on to England now then. So they entered the competition with very little in the way of expectations, I think it's fair to say. And they ended up giving us a full month of tournament football. And they ended up finishing fourth. And I think we've all got to say Gareth Southgate takes a lot of credit for that, doesn't he? I mean, from the way the players responded to him while he was out there, the work he's done with them players before the tournament as well, and even things like how he handled the thing with Sterling before the tournament with the tattoo and all things like that. Seemed to have brought them all together. He seemed to have galvanised that team, hasn't he?
You could see with the Tunisia game, the first game, we started like a train. First 20 minutes, we were unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we never hit them heights again in the competition. It was similar to France in '82, where we were absolutely fantastic in that game. But that game, when Tunisia equalised, you could see the influence Gareth Southgate had on that squad by the way we played in the second half.
Yeah.
Because we were patient. There was no long balls, there was no hoofing, there was no panic. Do you know what I mean? So, and like you say, we got the reward at the end. And once that second goal went in, you could feel, even as fans, you can breathe. You've won your first game. You basically through to the next round. Do you know what I mean?
It makes everything a lot easier. It took a lot of pressure off that result, didn't it? Yeah. How about you? What did you make of Southgate's performance in the tournament?
I thought he did brilliantly, mate. Honest, I mean, he brought the country back together in a way. You know what I mean? And there's a proper togetherness. You know what I mean? And remember years ago, when England played and everyone would be around everyone else, the pubs would be packed out, and it felt like that again. The World Cup.
Yeah, that's what it's gone back to.
It's great. It's great that that's how the country's come back together, and it's all through the way he's got the country reconnected. So you know what I mean. You got to give praise to him, and England finished fourth, but in my opinion, it was a success. And I mean, nobody realistically expected us to finish.
We went to the World Cup to play 7 games, and we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my only criticism is the second half against Croatia, where we were 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go, and he kept persisting with the players that were out there on the pitch. I felt
he could have made some changes.
He could have made some changes. And like you say, our backs were at the wall. not because we were defenders, because we didn't know how to get out. You know what I mean? And I think if it had changed, stiffened the midfield up, stiffened the back four, I think we'd have been sat here. Maybe he's talking about being winners or runners up.
Possibly, yeah.
But that's my only criticism.
Yeah. No, and like I said, that's normally when we go to the tournament, you end up with a hell of a lot more criticisms than that. And you think,
we could have sat here for hours.
Euro 2016, you could have pulled it to shreds that tournament, couldn't you? So, at the end of the day, I don't think we've done badly.
Like Harry Kane, he didn't take one corner this competition. He took them all, you know what I mean? In the Euros in France.
They made a massive improvement, I think, from 2016 till now.
It has been.
See the way the team's developed, and it's just been class. Like I say, man, I've loved every minute of this World Cup, I'll be honest.
And I was worried at the beginning because we didn't take no big-time Charlies, we took no experience. I was worried when we didn't take Joe Hart. Like you say, he's pushed them all out the way, and he's brought these young, hungry players in with little experience. And like you say, they've all done each other proud. They've done the country proud.
And I think that's it. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. When you look at probably the star performers for England, if you set aside Kane with the 6 goals, you're looking at Pickford, Stones, Trippier, Maguire.
Unbelievable.
2 years ago, you might have maybe had Stones in the World Cup squad. None of them you would have ever thought. Even 6 months ago, you probably wouldn't have thought they would have been. Yet they were absolute star performers.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time for a while we've gone to a tournament without any so-called superstars. Yeah, it's the best we've performed as a team.
Yeah.
Don't think it's any coincidence, that is it?
No. Like you say, he must have a great influence in that dressing room, Southgate, for the respect which them players are giving him, because they've been away how long? 6 weeks. And there was no stories at all came out of that camp where.
And that's usually something that happens.
You usually have John Terry sat in front of the camera wanting to be manager,
amongst other things. Yeah. But still, if we're being realistic, there's still a lot of work to be done. Like you said there, Tony, like the Croatia game. We don't want these things to be like a once-in-a-generation type thing where it's like once every 28 years you get to a semi-final. But I think that semi-final against Croatia showed that there's still a hell of a lot of work to be done, isn't there?
Like you said, but a lot of work to do. We've got a World Cup. We've been to a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
And last time we went to a World Cup semi-final, we never qualified for the last World Cup.
The one after it, no, we didn't, no.
Because, like you say, Bobby Robson went, we brought Graham Taylor in, and we never qualified for the next World. So we don't want it wasted, like you say. We don't want generations missing out. We want this to be norm, you know. Like we're playing Croatia and Spain over the next few months.
We are,
And there's a competition at the end of next season for the what is it called? European Nations League or something like that?
Nations or something,
like
Nations
League,
that's
just going to help.
Yeah.
Like you say, playing Croatia and Spain instead of playing Luxembourg and teams like that.
Daft teams.
And like we said there, Harry Kane won the Golden Boot with 6 goals. We were having a bit of a debate about this before we came on air tonight. You can't say you're lucky when you've scored 6 goals in a World Cup, but I think he'd be probably the first one to admit that his teammates contributed massively towards him getting those 6 goals, didn't he?
Like you say, a goal's a goal. It doesn't matter how it comes, and he's a striker, and every one of them goals, it doesn't matter whether it was 2 yards, 22 yards. They all count the same, James. And there was 3 penalties, 2 tap-ins, and a deflection. You can't analyse a goal and someone's won the Golden Boot.
He's won the Golden Boot. Still counts for the same, doesn't it?
And let's embrace. He's won. He's actually won. The last one was Lineker. So he's won a Golden Boot, and let's embrace it, and let's hope he can go on to greater things and keep scoring goals for England.
I agree with that.
He's scored in every game as captain up until
the quarter-final against Sweden.
So he can handle the pressure. But he definitely must have been carrying an injury.
I think the last 3 performances, there was just something missing there, wasn't there?
He didn't look as sharp, did he?
No. And like you say, it's a long season. I think I've read today that he's on about saying he's going to have 2 weeks off and then start training again, so he's ready for Tottenham's first game of the season. You think, playing at the level he does, to only have 2 weeks off, in terms of his long term or how he's going to do next season, that is a bit of a concern, but it shows that the lad wants to succeed. He wants to do well.
He wants to do well,
Like you say, Southgate said already, if they had a game next week, that they're all ready to go. But like you say, mentally, you know, you don't know where these players are at. You know what I mean?
It's took a lot out of them, hasn't it?
Like you say, we were mentally or physically fatigued in that Croatia game. It
looked like it, didn't it?
They'd done it twice before. They're most probably more conditioned than what we were for extra time. Do you know what I mean? And they're just like it. Let's not talk about it.
I know. Well, I was going to. This next question I was just going to ask. It was a great tournament, and I think the team did better than we thought. But, and it nags away at me even a week later, it still feels as though it was a missed opportunity to at least get to the final. And that's not putting down Croatia, because they are a very good team.
Yeah.
And I think they displayed that in the final yesterday. But it still feels as though you're not often going to get to a World Cup semi-final and, with the greatest respect, play Croatia.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got an even chance of getting there. You're not playing a Brazil, you're not playing an Argentina. Does it feel a bit like a missed opportunity?
Where are we ever again going to be in a competition where there's no Italy, no Holland before it starts? And then Germany go out, Argentina go out, Portugal go out, Spain go out. And you're in the half of the draw with Sweden, Croatia and Russia. I asked the question, if we were playing them 3 teams at Wembley, would you expect to win?
You would. I think you would. Be not being arrogant or anything,
but if we drew them 3 teams in a European Championship qualify, you'd expect to beat them 3 teams. And that's how I was looking at it. And like you say, for half an hour against Croatia, we were World Cup finalists.
Played really well in the first half,
But I do massively feel it's a missed opportunity. Massive missed opportunity.
And obviously, for yourself, it's like the furthest you've seen England getting a World Cup in your lifetime, isn't it?
The furthest, I agree. You know what I mean? It does feel like a bit of a missed opportunity. As proud as you are, you gotta kind of, and it's gonna keep annoying me now, because you constantly. I just think back to the Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling moment. And he could have just squared it to him across the 6-yard box, and didn't have to take the shot on, and it would have been 2-0, and possibly then. Within the first 30 minutes, out of sight.
I think that was the least we deserved, to be 2-0 up after half an hour. That how well we'd played, and
definitely.
But we had the chances, didn't we? It wasn't to be.
It was just a nightmare the way that it all ended extra time, and it's heartbreaking. More importantly, wasn't it? But
John Stones, the header off the line.
Yes, when in extra time. You think
just
about that.
Just them moments.
I think it was Harry Kane had a header in the last minute of normal time when we got a free kick, and it was an injury time, and it was a good free kick put in, and he just flicked off his end. You think if he'd got a good connection on that could have gone in, but. There you go. One of them things. It's all part of football, innit? But I think what we can't argue about is the tournament itself. It's been fantastic to see the whole country seem to get behind the team. It's been so many events. I know you lads have been like in Centre Square and stuff, and various pubs in the town and stuff. And it seems as though everybody's got on board with football. Do you think that can carry on into next season? Do you think?
It normally does. After, like you say, especially with it being a successful World Cup. And we've got to keep that feel-good factor in English football. And like you say, carry it into the Championship, carry it back into the Premiership. And like you say, we're going to have an influx of players coming from that World Cup to play in our leagues now, which isn't the case now. You know what I mean? So it should carry over, definitely.
So, as an England fan, how would you sum up this World Cup? Go on, AJ, you can have this one.
It's been a success. I know a lot of people said it hasn't been, but I think it has been. Considering that when we flew out there, nobody really expected us to even get out the group stage. Obviously, but going off that, the fact that we finished 4th is, to me, it's unbelievable.
Still, isn't it?
We had some great nights watching us. Obviously in that World Cup, and down Centre Square and whatnot, and. Guessy getting his belly out for the boys and everything else. It's been great. It really has been an entertaining World Cup. And more importantly, everyone, even though we finished 4th, was in high spirits. Everyone was smiling, no one was disappointed. And for me, it's been a success. I loved it. I loved every single minute of it.
Yeah, great. Guessy, how about it for you?
Massive overachievement for the players that we took out there. Like you say, they're all Premiership footballers, but it was a massive overachievement. But a massive disappointment towards the end.
And how it finished.
It has left a nasty taste. But like you say, it's one of the best rides I've been on for a long time. And it was, like you say, to have that buzz and that feel again, because it's your national team. That question going around, club or country, would you prefer to see your club win the league, or would you prefer your country to win the World Cup?
Do you know what? Do you know what? For me, it's a tough one, because you follow the Boro year in, year out, and you follow England as well. What I bring it back to is, for me, I've seen the Boro get promoted 7 times. So if we get promoted next season, it'll be fantastic. But I've seen that happen. I've never seen us win the World Cup.
I said that for my
and I just think if we actually won the World Cup, you saw what happened the last week when we won the quarter-final and people were going crazy. If we'd won the World Cup, I think that's like nothing I'd have ever experienced, even with the Boro. It's not just Middlesbrough, you're taking it the whole country.
What surprised me was like the fan parks in Manchester and Liverpool, because they have such a negative attitude towards England. And to see like towns and cities like that with their fan parks absolutely rammed, obviously they all must have come on board.
Yeah.
And it, like you say, it brought everyone together. And it was, like you say, it was just a massive...
I think
massive,
it would be great to see England win something.
Yeah.
Actually win something, whether it be the Euros or the World Cup. I just think it'd be an amazing experience. And like I said, we've all been fortunate enough to see the Boro achieve something and win something. But I think to see England do something...
Yeah, definitely. That
it'd be as good as, if not better than that, to be honest. I think...
like you say... While I'm on this earth, I do want to see England win something. Like you say, we've seen Boro win a Carling Cup. We've seen... My dream was always to watch Boro in the FA Cup semi-final and then a FA Cup final, which I was fortunate to do. Like you say, I'd love to see him win the Premier League, but I think I think that's light years away at the moment. But
we can live in hope, can't we?
There's always a chance. There's always a chance England could just trip over that line someday.
Fingers crossed they will one day. Someone ask us all, and Rob now, your star man in the tournament for England and your best England moment in the tournament. Who wants to go first? Or do you want me to? I'll go. I'll have a go at it first. Then go on.
Go ahead.
So star man for me, I would go Kieran Trippier. I just thought he defended really well, but also his delivery from set pieces. I thought he was amazing. I thought he might have been a bit of a weak link before the tournament started, and he was amazing for me. And then my favourite England moment, it's got to be beating Colombia on penalties. To actually win a penalty shootout was just like. So that's mine.
Yeah. Don't want to be negative because, like you say, they only play in goal because they can't play footy. But Jordan Pickford was
he didn't do bad for a Mackem, did he?
He was outstanding.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean? He saved the penalty in the shootout and he saved us on numerous against Sweden when we were comfortable. He kept them out. So
in the Croatia game as well, when it was 1 each, he made some great saves then as well, didn't he?
And like you say, my favourite moment, Henderson had missed the penalty. Everyone's head was down. You could feel the atmosphere where we were. And then they smashed one against the bar. But Pickford saving that penalty shootout, like you say, that done it for me. To have that feeling, yes, we're back in this.
No, it was very special, very special.
Oh, he took both mine. As soon as you said Trippier, I was going to say Pickford, and then he says Pickford.
Go with them.
My third one's got to be Harry Maguire.
Amazing.
I thought he had a sensational tournament. I really didn't. You know, I'll be honest, I know my hands up. Before the tournament, I didn't rate the guy. Be completely honest. This
time last year, there was a lot of debate going round about who's better, Harry Maguire and Ben Gibson. Now, don't get me wrong, love Ben Gibson to bits, and he's one of our players. But can you now believe the difference in what you're looking at now between?
Massive difference.
Back then, I always felt Harry Maguire was a season or two in front of Gibson, and you could see what Maguire was going to bring to an England side. And in the games where he was getting the ball and carrying it, he'd been doing that a lot in some of the friendlies and some of the qualification games. But like you say, his stocks rose massively. He shouldn't be at Leicester now, you know what I mean?
I think they'll do well to hold on to him.
I think Man United are not going in for Man. He came out to the Man U one.
He's just going to he's going to go to another level, isn't he?
He's top 4 team now, isn't he?
The only problem with his was he didn't have a left foot, and that was one of our letdowns as well. Both of our left-sided defenders didn't have a left foot, but
he's got a massive forehead, like, hasn't he?
Oh, well,
slab head.
You need it.
He can't do the Vardy course, doesn't he?
For all the headers he wins.
Yeah, he does.
What about your favourite England moment?
Got to be the penalty shootout, mate. The penalty shootout was just, you know what I mean, unreal. I mean, like I said, the atmosphere of it all, you know, capturing it all on camera myself, and you know, getting everything in it was just. You know, them sort of moments there, they make you somehow, I don't know, make almost like make you love for England grow even more when them sort of things happen.
Something special that one.
You know, so I loved it, man. Class.
Great stuff. Go on, Rob, on camera. Player of the tournament for England?
Has to be Maguire.
Maguire for you? Right.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Even from the first game, I don't think he hardly put a foot wrong.
No.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Best England moment. Probably the penalty shootout. Watching that with all them people, it was just something different there. It was like never experienced it.
And I think everybody,
we were lucky enough. We were lucky enough that night, Rob. The fountain and all them smoggies. You've got all these smoggies in the fountains, and it was just one big massive party in the fountains at Middlesbrough. Really good.
You're done forever, don't you? Them sort of memories, you know what I mean? That sort of memories you're done forever, don't you?
I think we've got to say this World Cup has delivered far more than we expected. As England fans, and as I think personally speaking, as a football fan, they delivered far with some great goals, great games. Thoroughly enjoyed the tournament. So looking forward to the Euros now in 2 years' time. Quite a few of the games are over over in this country.
Yeah,
I
think the semis and the finals.
Semi and the finals, some group games, some games at Hampden as well. So fingers crossed we'll qualify first of all, which hopefully we'll do, and then we'll take it from there. But it's been a good tournament, hasn't it?
Yeah, onwards and upwards with
England. Onwards and upwards with England.
Definitely.
So great World Cup. So just to finish off the show tonight, we're just going to have a little bit of a chat about the Boro. Pre-season started. They've had 3 games so far. One in Austria, Spennymoor, which I know you lads went to last week, and then also they played in Germany on Saturday.
Yeah.
It already seems as though the pattern maybe for the season's getting set where there's not a great deal of goals.
No.
We look quite solid defensively.
Yeah.
Do you think this is how it's going to be for the season, lads?
Yeah. It's time to have a look at the Cardiff side from last season.
Very much,
We were talking about it. I stood next to Woodgate last Tuesday at Spennymoor, and I went, how big's that back four? But what was worrying was, like you say, it's only pre-season, but managers get daft ideas, and he had Ben Gibson playing left back.
Yeah.
Then it was pointed out to me in one of the interviews, which I hadn't picked up on, that Dale Fry is playing midfield. And then I find out Saturday evening he played the holding midfield player again in Germany, you know what I mean? So, like you say, maybe it's just to try these players out and so they can fit square pegs into round holes. But our side the other night against Spennymoor was taller than the trees. You could see what Pulis is aiming for, and I think even the signings he's looking to make, I think they're all going to be 6 foot.
Yes.
I think somebody said 8 of our 11 starting lineup were over 6 foot.
Yeah.
They were a big unit, every one of them.
And you'll see at the World Cup how many goals came from set pieces. I dare say a large percentage of our goals next season are going to come from set pieces again, aren't they?
2 have been penalties, haven't they?
Yeah, 2 penalties. Bam's put them both away. And then obviously still. I think transfer-wise, things are going to start hotting up now. The World Cup's finished, and transfer window closing a lot early this year. It's August the 9th. Just after the first game. So I think there'll be a lot of movement in and out over the next 3 weeks. What areas, lads, do you think we need to probably address? Where do you think we need to strengthen?
But it's not Pulis' style. We need 2 good full-backs, in my eyes. We don't have. And it looks like Fabio's going to go, but I don't think he knows what day is it half the time. He was going at Christmas. You read last week he was going, but I believe he's still at the club. But it's, like you say, it's a Pulis way, and as a fan, you just know you're not going to watch what you want to watch. Because, like you say, we still have that massive problem, which was there to see on Tuesday, the void between the front players and the midfield. There's still no one filling that.
I think it's a lot to ask of McNair to fill all that on his own, isn't it? It needs somebody else.
He played McNair fullback in Germany the other night. So it's
Yeah.
What did you think of that Desart start?
Oh,
Desart.
Like I said on Tuesday, when did we sign him?
He came off.
But he had a great game. He had a good game when he come on. But he done okay at Derby. You know what I mean? So. Maybe like you say, he might be a regular, you never know. He might be a Pulis type player.
You don't know, So they've got 2 games this week, the Boro. They've got Augsburg on Wednesday in Germany, who like a Bundesliga.
Played them last season,
played them here, they're beaten 2-1. So they're a top level team in Germany. And then we've got Accrington at the weekend, who are League One, same league as Sunderland. Now they beat Huddersfield 3-0 on Saturday.
Then
that might be a bit of a test, I think, on Saturday, because I think they're quite far on in their pre-season.
And like you say, they've got momentum coming up and things like that. And them teams like that are always dangerous. So like you say, it's going to be interesting. Some of the friendlies, it's going to be really interesting. But like you say, you don't know who's going to be here yet.
No, I think there's a lot still going to happen before we start, isn't there?
And you start to worry about the army in the camp. You're going to have Braithwaite coming back to the squad. Obviously, we've got Desart back in the squad. Fletcher back in the squad.
He's impressed me, if I'm honest.
Really good. He was really good last Tuesday.
Yeah, he's impressed me.
But do them players want to be at our club? And what kind of atmosphere are they going to create? Because it only takes one to cause a bit of disharmony in any squad.
I think what I will say for Pulis in terms of his transfer policy, I think, which I'm quite pleased about, is this time last year it seemed as though we had all of our transfers sorted, and look where it got us.
Yeah.
It was almost like panic buying in a way. And it was just like buy.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to be a great deal of thought, but when you look back at it, whereas now it seems as though Pulis really does know what he wants to get in and what he wants to bring. He's not rushing into it, and I think hopefully that'll stand us in good stead rather than getting players who, after 10 games, you can think, well, that's a waste of money. That's been a waste of £6 million, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think hopefully we're going to be in that situation this year.
Like Fletcher was a bit of a, like you say, a loan deal would have been better for that kid.
Yeah,
and like you say, Braithwaite coming on a crest of a wave.
A lot of money spent there, wasn't it?
Like you say, played Osberg last season, pre-season.
Looked
he looked absolutely.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to be our main man. He was going to be our Ramirez. But that didn't materialise. You know what I mean? No. So, like you say, it gets exciting this time of the season. But you just want it to settle down. And like you say, the window shuts early, so you know your squad.
And that's what you go with.
You're not going to the 1st of September. No. You know, whatever you've got, you start with.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe, as it looks at the minute, it may well be holding on to Ben Gibson, Adama Traore. They're still here at the minute. I know there's over 3 weeks to go, but they're still here.
Yeah.
Possibility they've been involved in pre-season that they may be here.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, especially Traore. We need.
Massively.
And like you say, Aidan Flint. Yeah.
He's a fantastic signing at the fee we've got him for.
Great.
Bill Shankly would call him a colossus. He'd have the press walking around him in the shower like he did with Ron. He is massive. He is so organised, and you know, he ran the show the other night. Yeah,
he's going to be more than literally a big player for us in the Championship, I think, this season.
Definitely. Especially from set pieces.
Yeah, but no, it's looking good. So, guys, Monday nights now. Back with the Monday Night Social. We'll be here again next week. Might be outside, might be absolutely chucking it down next week, so we could be back inside. See how it goes. We'll obviously have feedback from the game with Augsburg and the Accrington game, and then we'll be looking ahead to the game against Rochdale and Sunderland. We're still going to play the Mackhams again, so we've got them on a pre-season Friday night. So don't forget, subscribe, like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. All stuff's going to be out during the week. Lads are going to be at the game on Saturday, so keep your eyes peeled for stuff from the game at Accrington. Until next week, from us all here at Borofantv, all the best, and up the Boro.
Up the Boro.